So we're going to talk through progressive relaxation, and the first thing we're going to do is set Anne-Marie up with progressive relaxation, comfortable position. So get yourself 2 blankets, and one will go underneath your knees, and one will go underneath your upper back, and you'll just lay down. I'm going to roll this one up in a sideways position and let you lay back over it. And scoot back a little bit further so your armpits fall behind it and your arms go over it. Yes. So I'd scoot back a little bit further. Your body. No, that's forward. There you go. There you go. And then relax. So when you look, make sure that in the position your heels are on the ground, your knees are bent over the blanket, your hips are down, and you want to give that little bit of a tailbone tucked position so your low back feels long. And when you lay back this way, the slope that the blanket provides should be comfortable. Now, with the position of Anne-Marie's head being arched at the neck that much, and you may not need this for yourself, but you may, especially if you have a tight neck, go ahead and tuck your chin. Put another prop there underneath head neck. What's most important for Shavasana or progressive relaxation is that you are ultimately very, very comfortable and therefore not distracted by yourself. And so first take a nice long breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. And then allow yourself to keep up with the breath, smooth but comfortably. Something very natural, nothing that is controlling of the abdomen. A breath that is not contrived, you're not counting, you're not trying to make the breath any longer than necessary. You're just allowing yourself to breathe deep. And the reason we say progressive relaxation is that it's a progression of where your attention goes in your body. So we'll start always at the toes. And so you're going to progressively, as I'm going to walk Anne-Marie through, we're going to progressively bring the attention all the way up to the crown of the head. And what you have to then concentrate, especially with the following of this recording, is to more or less stay awake. And if you start to feel yourself drifting off to sleep, just a simple flexion of your hand into a fist and reopening of your fingers or doing the same in your toes can keep you awake. And so as you take your next long deep breath, just start to be aware without any movement of them, but be aware of your toes. Be aware of the space of the toes, between them, behind them, above them. With each of the breaths, be aware then from the toes down to your heel, the entirety of the sole of your foot. And with each of the breaths, wrap your attention around the back of your heel. Bring it up over the roof of the foot so that in your awareness you have the entire foot. And take a long breath in through the nose and breath out of the mouth. And following with the next breath, you're going to move from the toes and the sole of the foot and the heel up into the area where you feel your ankle bones and you feel the skin and the muscle tissue that starts to form the ankle. And you start to travel upwards through the shin bones to where the shin bones meet the knee. You start to travel down the back of the leg and through the set of calf muscles. There are 2 calf muscles inside of each leg, so feel the set of calf muscles at rest, down into the Achilles tendon, back down into the heel, the sole of the foot, the toes. And so that with your next breath in through the nose and out of the mouth, you're very aware of everything from below the knee, through the calf, the shin, the top and bottom of the foot. And then through with the next breath, you start to bring your awareness through again, through the sole of your foot, up the lower leg. Meet the knee. Feel the energy at the kneecap. Feel the gaping energy down towards the back of the knee. And then follow that energy up the back of the hamstrings, where they meet right into the back of the hip. And then they come forward and down through the 4 muscles across the front of the leg, the quadriceps. And they make this beautiful circle. And so with your next breath, through the inhale and the exhale, you're very aware of everything from the soles of your feet, up over the ankles and through the shins and calves into your knees, through the back of the hamstrings, up through the top of the hamstrings, meeting the quads, down the length of the quads, and back down the front of the leg to the toes. As you move into the next breath, again, we draw your attention to the soles of the feet and how the energy runs up the lower leg and into the knee, from the knee to the upper leg. From that point, we'll meet and stay within the realm of the pelvis. Stay first within the shape of the bones, the right and the left hip bones of the pelvis, the sit bones, the sacrum bone, the pubic bone. Then wrap towards the flesh of the body, the outside of the buttocks, the outside of the hips, the front of the abdomen, and the front of just the lower portion of the belly. The fluids of the body that are held within this region. And with your next breath in and out, run the energy back down from the hips, from the pelvis, down through the leg, the front of the quads, the back of the hamstrings, through the knees, the shins, the calves, the heels, the top, and the soles of your feet. And so then again, you take your breath, and through your breath, you feel your feet, you feel your ankles, you feel your lower legs and your knees. You feel your upper legs, the back of the legs, and the pelvis. You start to bring your attention to the mid-region of your torso. And just be with right now the organs. We'll stay with just the vital organs of the body. And without going into detail about them, be with your digestive organs, be with your sexual organs, be with your cleansing organs, all the way up into being with your respiratory and circulatory organs. So that when you feel your breath, you actually are aware of your breathing right now inside of your body. And then through that breath, again, you travel down into your inner pelvis and outer hips. Down the length of the legs, down into the knees, and the lower shins and back of calves. Down into the heel, the roof of the foot, and the sole of the foot. And so then you start your next breath, and as you start your next breath, again, the energy runs from the foot, through the lower leg, through the knees, the upper leg, into the pelvis. And as we go through the upper body, now we're going to go towards the back of the body, and so feel your back laying on the floor. Feel the back muscles. Feel everything that touches the ground, and then what's inside what's touching the ground. The infinite web of back muscles that do so much work throughout the day, all the way up into your shoulder blades as they rest, supported over that blanket. Feel how the breath moves the back muscles into the shoulder blades, and then travel back through all of your vital organs as they rest and are healed, through your pelvic bones and outer hips, through the front of the legs and through the leg bones, the knees, the shins, the calves, the heels, the sole and roof of the foot. And so then again we breathe. We breathe up from the feet, up through the lower leg, up through the upper leg and through the pelvis, up passing through all of the organs and up through your back and shoulder blades. As you contact your shoulder blades with your attention, run out the lengths now of your arms. Feel the upper arms and the elbows. Feel the lower arms, the wrist, palm of the hand, the back of the hand, and all the fingers and fingertips as they rest on the ground. Draw your attention back up through the palm, the wrist, the lower arm and the elbow, the upper arm and the armpit, through the shoulder and the scapula, down the back, the organs, the inner hips, the outer hips, the inner belly, down the legs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the heel of the foot, the top of the foot, the sole of the foot. And continuing again, you take that breath, and the breath begins at the feet, and the feet travel up the energy through the legs, and the energy travels up into the pelvis. The energy travels through the pelvis into the belly, and bypasses, continues through your back. It branches out the lengths of your arms and back into the arms, and then contacts the whole front body, so everything over the belly, the front of the breastbone, across your collarbones, across and around your throat and neck. So you feel very complete everywhere accept the head being contacted, being warmed with your attention, being breathed as you travel back down the chest, through your arms, through your back, through all of the organs, the hips, the belly, the legs, the ankles, the feet. And so then lastly, as we bring the energy all the way up again, with each breath as you pass through the running channels of legs, up through the pelvis, up through the torso, now out the arms and back in, coming through the heart and the front of the body, coming up through the throat, up and swimming around your neck. Feel the contact of your head against the floor or another surface that you're resting on. Bring it up over the crown of the head and onto the very surface of your forehead. And then relax the entire facial system across your brows, the skin of your eyelid, the eye itself, the cheekbones, the skin of your cheeks, the nose, the skin between the nose and the lips, out and around your mouth and the corners of your lips, the skin between your lips and your chin, and the very chin itself. So that as you take your next breath, the entire body system as a whole is working and breathing and moving, is warmed and is relaxed. And so one more time, we start taking this breath from the soles of the feet, where you begin the energy rushing from the feet through the lower legs, through the knees and the upper legs, through the pelvis, the back of the hips and the outer hips, through your back and through your shoulder blades and out the lengths of your arms and back in, through the front of your body and across your chest and up your throat, around the back of your neck and over the back of your skull, around the forehead skin, the face, even inside the mouth relaxes. And then take a deep breath in and a long sigh from the mouth. And you could choose to stay here and rest for longer in meditation. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to talk Anne-Marie out of this position, and you could follow along to come out of the position yourself. Will you slowly bend your knees and put your feet up on the blanket on the floor? Keep moving with the breath. And then slowly bring your hands closer to the body to touch. And then let the head rock from side to side. And then allow yourself to curl over and rest on your right side. And so while you rest on your right side, breathe with your back expanding. And when you're ready, just take a seat, slowly coming up. Eyes remaining closed, and just take a couple deep breaths to replenish the energies up to your head and the fluids moving through your system. And conscious awareness of breath and the progression of relaxation is allowing the body to step into deep peace at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, anytime that you need to restore your senses. Thank you for following along. Namaste.